So this morning I was thinking about Bitcoin and how it's moved and made new all-time highs in January, in February, and again in March. And if you believe it's going to make a new all-time high in April, how do you go in and trade that all-time high with limited risk and potentially a 5x reward? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that and do it with stock options. Hey everyone, Tom Gentile. Welcome to Tom's Trading Room, sponsored by Optionetics. You know what we do here. We spot rules-based opportunities and create alternative risk trades other than simply buying and holding stocks. Do me a favor right now. Just beside me is a like button, and I would love it if you would hit that like button. It helps support the channel. Also, if you want to get videos like this on a timely basis, subscribe to the channel and make sure you ding that bell. I'll let you know when the next video is ready. All right, we're going to talk about how to get involved in Bitcoin without having a Bitcoin or cryptocurrency account by utilizing stocks that are highly correlated to the price of Bitcoin, but that have options that allow us to set our terms as far as what we're willing to risk and what we're willing to potentially take in. So let me get to work right here and show you how that all happens. So before I begin, let me just mention this real quick. The disclaimer you see on the screen here, you can pause this and read it in its entirety. I just want to mention two quick things. Number one, stock options and crypto have large potential rewards, but also large potential risk. And number two, I am not an investment advisor. I educate folks on how to spot rules-based opportunities and create alternative risk trades other than simply buying and going long an asset. Now, today's video, we're going to discuss trading Bitcoin via the stock market. So, as you might know, Bitcoin is traded on exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, BlockFi, and several others. But let's say you want to get involved in the Bitcoin craze and you see Bitcoin trading to new highs. Is there potential stocks out there that you could ride on if Bitcoin were to move higher? Well, yeah, there most certainly are. GBTC is one. PayPal, Square, Overstock.com. These are just a few of stocks that correlate with Bitcoin. But who's the biggest mover? And who do I think has the biggest correlation of Bitcoin stocks today? Riot Blockchain, symbol RIOT. Now, the thing about Riot is that when Bitcoin moves, Riot tends to 2x to potentially 5x the same move in the same time frame. Here's what I'm talking about. Here's a recent chart of Bitcoin. As you can see, this goes back to December. And you can see Bitcoin in December when it was trading at around just below $20,000. And then you'll see where it moved up and really starting to look at the beginning of the year when it traded up as high as 40,000. Pulled back to 30, and then in February, we went back above 40, above 50, had a little pullback here into March. March saw new all-time highs at 60, and we're getting a slight pullback since then. Now, is it possible we could hit all-time highs again in April? Absolutely. But before I go there, let's see what Riot Blockchain did in the same time frame. Here is December. Here's January. Now, look what happened in February when Bitcoin started to take off. And remember, Bitcoin went to 40,000 and 50,000 in February, and then 60,000 just recently. Now, blockchain had a huge move up, and blockchain went from $25 a share to above $75 a share within a few weeks. This was a triple, not just a double. But when Bitcoin moved from 50,000, from the mid-50s to the mid-40s, we saw Riot Blockchain fall from near $80 a share down to $35 before recovering. So, big moves up, triple the move up. Guess what it came with? Triple the move back. Now, since then, Riot Blockchain has moved higher but has been consolidating, much like the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been consolidating, and so has Riot Blockchain. If Bitcoin jumps and makes new highs, you can expect Riot Blockchain to revisit these highs of near 80. So the question remains, how do you trade something like this? Well, by using options, we have the ability to take advantage of bullish option strategies in the event that we believe, in this case, Bitcoin is going to move higher. the top 3 strategies that I see in a case of Bitcoin moving higher would be the following. If you're very bullish on Bitcoin moving above the $61,000 mark that it hit just recently, and let's say you believe it's going to go to 70 or 75 within the next 30 days, then buying calls makes the most sense. If you're bullish and you believe it's going to come back up and hit the $61 area or 61,000, maybe go to 65, but not make some run to some absolutely high levels, buying call spreads might make the most sense. And if you believe Bitcoin is going to hang out right where it is now, maybe slightly pattern up, back up to 60,000, then potentially selling puts makes the most sense. Let's take a look at each of these and determine what makes the most sense based on where you believe Bitcoin is likely to go. Now for that, I'm going to move over to tomsoptiontools.com. Okay, so I'm at my option chains now, and what I've done is I've selected the April 16th options. Now this isn't any kind of rocket science, but if you believe that we're going to see new highs in Bitcoin between now and April 16th, then the April 16th options may be the ones for you. But if not, there are plenty of other options expiration dates that you can find on the chart, including the end of April, May, June, September, January 2022, and of course January 2023. I'm just looking at the middle of April. And so middle of April, the other thing I'm going to do is, as you can see, I have Riot all loaded up, and I'm going to be looking 30% above and below today's closing price. So I hit update on the chart. Once it comes back, I'm going to simply scroll down, and I'm looking at calls on the left, puts on the right. The other thing I'm looking at is, if you see, notice here, these are the option prices, and then I've got things like intrinsic value, implied volatility, my options delta, volume open interest, and strike price. Now, if you're looking for my tools, if you see my tools and you want a 2-week free trial, check out down below the bottom of this video. In the description tab, you'll see a link that'll take you to a free 2-week free trial. All right, first, call options. So let's take a look first at the at-the-money calls. The at-the-money calls in this case would be the Riot April 16th 50 calls. They're trading between a bid of $8.05 and $8.40. Now, from here, let's just buy a call option. Let's find out some more information on this. So I'm going to click on Buy Call and I'm going to click on Risk Graph. Now this is going to analyze all the information I want to know about this particular option. As you can see, I'm looking at buying the April 16th 56 calls. 823 is the mid price between the bid and the offer. All right, so it takes it and splits it right down the middle and gives me an average price of what it would trade at this time. Now, this also tells me that one call option is going to cost me $823 if I get filled at that price. Now, call options also have what's called limited risk. You can lose no more than you put into the trade. That's a pretty high price tag, though, for one call option. But the reward is unlimited. That means that if Riot Blockchain, if this call option, if Riot were to go up and go much higher than it is right now, we don't know where the reward could go. We know the risk is limited to what we pay. The reward could be unlimited to how high the price of Riot Blockchain stock goes. And as you can see here, this is a very important number to know. This is called break even. Your downside, upside, break even are the same because, again, if we're buying this call option, this 56 call, and we're paying $8.23, which means we're paying $823 for the contract, we know that our upside break even by April 16th is going to be $64.23. Take a look at it in the graph. So the option graph you see here, this is price on the left-hand side. This is what happens to your option trade as the stock goes up or down. If the stock goes up, we go deeper and deeper into the profit zone. As the stock goes down, we would go into the loss zone. The red line represents today. So today has what in it? It has time. It has timed expiration. That's not even real value, but it has time value, and that's why it's trading for $8.23. If the stock were to go higher, then our options calculations show that the price would go up in value for this option. And for instance, if we were to go to, say, 64, it would show about a $500 profit on this particular option. Now, this is a theoretical profit, but it's based on mathematics that actually won a Nobel Prize many years ago. So we utilize that same mathematics in our option tools. Now, this is again the call options. Now, what's great about the call option? Unlimited reward. What's not so great about the call option? The risk. If on April 16th we're at 56 or below 56, we lose the entire amount that's here. Now, if we target this to go to, say, the old highs of 80, what's the 56 call going to be worth? It's going to be worth 24 points. Literally a triple in this case, but you're still risking $8.23 to get to that potential $24 target if we go up again to 80. So, is there a better strategy? Well, I don't know if it's better, but let's take a look at our option tables once again using the exact same April expiration. But this time, what I want to do is I'm going to use our target of 80. But what I want to do is I want to plan a call spread around it. Now, a call spread allows us to do what? We'll actually, in fact, we'll use a target of 70, not even go to 80. But if we actually used a target of 70 and we sold the 70 calls, we could collect $4.28 for those 70 calls. Now, let's come down and let's buy something closer to where the stock is right now. Let's buy the 60 calls. Buying the 60 calls means we're going to pay $6.80. But if we could sell the 70s and we could take in $4.28, let's look and see how that affects our position. So click on risk graph again. And now I have a trade that's going to cost a mere $252. That's $2.52. And we come to that conclusion because what we end up taking in for the 70 calls is going to help offset what we pay for the 80s. Again, the April 16th, buying the April 16th 60 calls for $6.80, selling the April 16th 70 calls for $4.28 gives us that price of $252. You know what else it does for us? It gives us a maximum profit of nearly 300%, just like the call option did. However, we don't need to get to 80 to get the 300% profit. We only need to get to the high line of 70. If at 70 or above, if we're at 70 or above, then that means we've maxed out this trade. We've made a 3-to-1 if we can get there by expiration date. Again, the 3-to-1, but the stock doesn't have to move to 80. It has to move only to 70 to make that return. Great thing about call spreads, they're cheaper if you set them up correctly, cheaper than the actual calls. The problem with spreads, if Riot goes to the moon, we max out at 70 or above. So it doesn't matter whether it's 70, 80, 90, 100, we still only make that potential $748 or the maximum return, because anything over that, whatever we make on the 60 call, we're going to be giving back on the 70 call. Finally, let's talk about put selling, because it wouldn't be good if I didn't. I need to talk about put selling. Put selling is a way of going into a position and really kind of setting yourself up to acquire the stock, right? But acquire the stock and get paid to acquire the stock. So if I were to say go in and sell the April 15th 50 put, I can get $5 for that. I'm going to put a -1 there. By selling one contract of that, I'm on the hook to buy this stock for $50, but I'm being paid $5 for that obligation. That means my break even now is at $45. So as long as Riot Blockchain is at or above $45, I'm at break even or better. And if we're at or above $50 by expiration, remember, as of this video, stock's trading at a close of 56.01. So as long as we remain above $50 by April's expiration day, I take in that full $500. But here's the problem. No matter how high it goes, the most I make is what I receive on the credit. So once again, what's great for puts? The ability to sell out of the money and give yourself a higher probability of being right. What's not so great? If this stock comes down, is at or below 50 by expiration day, I could own the stock. And I'm going to own 100 shares of stock for every put option that I sell. Right? So higher does come with higher probability of being right, but you have a limited return and you have a much greater risk if Riot Blockchain indeed decides to fall down. And it has been down as low as $35. just in the last couple of weeks. So, 3 opportunities there. Again, looking at very bullish buying calls. If you're just simply bullish and you want to achieve something close, if not the same returns, call spreads might be a great opportunity. And if you're just looking for probability, then selling puts might be the best choice for you. So as I summarize this video, I look at talking points and I think about the fact that there are many ways to buy Bitcoin other than simply going out there and buying the token itself. You could buy stocks on Bitcoin that replicate the price of Bitcoin and highly correlate to that price. And you could also take certain option strategies that are bullish, just like we talked about in this video. Options. Some options have lower cost and lower risk. Some options have high probability. Make sure the option that you use is in line with your risk and your reward parameters. And while there are no guarantees, I really favor trading options on these Bitcoin stocks and creating a strategy that makes sense for me rather than buying the outright stock itself. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it educational. Again, if you like what you see here, guys, help me out. Smash that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, put me on your subscribe list by clicking subscribe, and also ding that bell and you'll get the next video as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks again. Have a great day. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye now.